Well, well, folks, it is officially the end of the school year. You know, I think I'm almost gonna miss this school year. It was pretty fun, but in the end, I finally get to sleep in. Not only that, but now I would finally get to make some content out of the year's events. So, in today's video, I'm gonna run on through some of the shenanigans that took place this year. So, the first stupid thing I need to talk to you about is the stinkers. Now, something you should understand, there are some foul 8th graders. I don't know what they put in the food, but we would just be chilling in class, and a kid will just let one rip. And they had some range, too. They'd fart, and I swear to God, 3/4 of the class would have to relocate for a good 12 minutes. Now, on my side, I actually don't have the best sense of smell. So everyone else was going crazy over the scent, and I was actually fully unaffected, and I just had to look around and ask them all, what happened? But unfortunately, that usually wasn't the case, because they were loud with it. You could see their face scrunch up, and you knew it was going to happen, and before you knew it, you heard the buzz, the clapping, and the shivering and shaking of their clothing as they blew one up. Oh my god. So with everyone defecating themselves out of the way, now on to the stupid things I did this year. The first thing I want to mention is Operation G-Force, is what we called it. What did G-Force do? We pushed one of those huge tires around the football field, usually with someone inside, to see how they'd react and stuff. I don't know where they came from, but we just had a bunch of these big, tractor tires, I guess they were, and they were presumably for football practice and everything, but they were still out there when we had recess, so we would just mess around with them. It wasn't very successful, I'll give you that. A lot of the time, it ended up with insults, balls being thrown at us, or people just trying to stop us. But G-Force went on for 4 weeks, and then we just stopped it because we did it. We did a full lap around the field while rolling a tire. How fun. The next thing isn't necessarily me doing anything dumb, but actually my grade. So I think around 2 or 3 times this school year, we had these 7th versus 8th kickball competitions, and let me tell you, these things were roller coasters. If they weren't absolute cinema, they'd make you wish you were permanently absent, if you know what I mean. The one game I actually paid attention to during was the most recent, and it was pretty silly. So this one kid had the ball coming right his way, but just before he could have caught it, he instead chose to swing his arms to his sides, and instead chose to do a crucifixion pose. I guess the Holy Spirit really came into him mid-game. The pressure was too much. The next was the 7th grader who had the ball headed right for him, and so he decided not to reach up, but instead to do a, squid-style jump. Seriously, he bent down, and then leaped up and did a smooth little wave of his arms as he went up, and yes, the ball went right over him and hit the wall, and everyone was going ape. But I can't really hate on them for being trash in the moment, because I'm actually buns at kickball too. I remember when I kicked, the ball would barely leave the ground, and someone would catch it if I did, and any other time, it was a slow roll in which I was even slower on the pickup. So by the time I realized I'm supposed to run, somebody already had the ball and caught me. Then for catching, I missed every single time, and usually didn't even end up trying. And the one time I had it, I just froze. I stood there, and the kid ran right past me, and with a dumbfounded look on my face, I just stood there. Everyone was yelling. I guess I was just so overwhelmed, so I stood there just pointlessly with the ball. The sheer shame in that moment was incomparable to any other point in the year. Now, as much as I'd like to go on a tirade about how bad the grades sucked, how much I hated the kids, the teachers, I'd be lying to you guys, honestly. I'm a serious nerd, and admittedly, I still have a good social circle. A lot of the kids I get along with good, same with the teachers, and usually points where I should have been angry were still easily laughed off for me. It was a good school year for me, and I'm honestly a bit upset to let it go, but on the bright side, at least I get to stay up until 4 in the morning. But yeah, that's all for me so far. Tell me what you guys feel in the comments, maybe. How was your year? Anything you're gonna miss? But until we meet again, folks.